Happy Thursday. If you intended to be here for static analysis office hours, then you've landed in the right Zoom room. So it's January 28th. We've got a demo on the agenda, and Ross, that's yours. So take it away when you're ready, sir.
Hello, yeah. Just gonna share my screen, I guess. Here we go. Okay, got the issue up here. So we're migrating from the SAST default analyzers CI variable to SAST excluded analyzers. It is in progress, so using SAST default analyzers is still supported, but we do handle both. I'll just get into the demo here. So this is my test project that I have. This is the current state of the GitLab CI YAML on the master branch. You can take my word for it that the only analyzer missing from here, from all of our defaults, is ESLint. So I'm going to hop over to the latest pipeline that I ran before this meeting, and ESLint was not ran. And again, you'll just have to take my word for it that it should be running. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the SAS config UI to demonstrate the new variable. That is not what I meant to click. Oh, you people are in the way. That's the problem. I couldn't see the configure button because, anyhow. All right. So I'm just expanding this to show that ESLint, it recognized that ESLint shouldn't be running. I'm also going to uncheck bandit just because it does have Python in it. So that will exclude Python from running. We'll look at the diff here. And sorry, if there are any questions, just please interrupt me. But you can see that it got rid of the SAS default analyzers variable and switched over to the SAS excluded analyzers variable that's built into the SAS config UI now. So bandit and ESLint are excluded. And here's the pipeline that's running for that. And you can see that Brakeman and Node.js are still running, but ESLint and bandit are not. So one other thing that I wanted to point out with this, I'm gonna go ahead and submit the merge request just to make this a little easier. One thing that I did want to also point out that since we're still supporting both, you can have a combination of both of them set. So I'm gonna kind of demonstrate that here. So just get rid of all those. So we're telling it to run these. Bandit and Brakeman are important for this, I guess. And then we're also saying don't run Bandit and ESLint. So Bandit should, this one should win the SAS excluded analyzers. In the case that people are, kind of maybe setting both of them for a while we're still supporting the other one. if we go back to my merge request and look at the pipeline, only Brakeman is running, even though we said had Bandit listed as the default. We excluded it. So I think that's about all I have to show. I saw Taylor wrote some stuff down. Do you want to verbalize any of that, Taylor?
Sure. Yeah. So the key difference here for anyone who hasn't like fully wrapped your brain around this, because it took me a minute too, is that this is intentionally, explicitly disabling analyzers. What we do today with default analyzers is you explicitly say which ones you want to run. And the reason this is particularly important is that if you define today your default analyzers and we come out with a new amazing analyzer that does something that everybody should have on by default, you won't get that. So we have customers that are using default analyzers today to turn off analyzers because they make too much noise, but they won't automatically get new analyzers in the future, which could find new vulnerabilities for them. So this flips that behavior on its head and allows you to still specifically disable analyzers, but not explicitly choose which ones run. We do intend to remove default analyzers in 14.0. We'll deprecate that in 13.9 with this change shipping.
Anyone have questions about this? Hearing none, I'm going to go ahead and give some kudos. I was not expecting to see this run through the config UI, and seeing that the behavior that was set up was fantastic. So that was fabulous.
Yeah, completely surprised as well. Very thrilled to see.
Yeah. It makes it's kind of the easiest way to demonstrate it, really. So,
All right. All right, thanks, Ross. Hearing no more questions, I will go ahead and throw it to Greg, who's actively writing something. So I'm going to make him multitask. So Greg, you've actually got next on the agenda. Floor is yours, sir.
All right. So this is kind of a pick your brain, just general question. So in executive EVP engineering office hours today, we discussed a little bit how we're prioritizing supply chain security, and it's a topic that's become really prevalent in the news, especially with the SolarWinds breach. From what I understand, SolarWinds, like the problem was introduced in the build stage, which like there was code being injected to this software, which would then be shipped out to all of the clients. And I'm thinking that seems to have like some overlap with static analysis, and like what could we do to ensure that there's not backdoors or Trojans or viruses or problems being introduced in merge requests, bringing awareness and alerting on that. And I was wondering what I guess, okay, the other thing that's been coming up a lot is crypto malware. That we'll save that separate topic. Stick with supply chain security. Any ideas on what we might consider, or future advancements, enhancements that we could use to make sure it's both our own software and software produced with GitLab is secure?
So while I try to find this issue and talk to you and update the agenda at the same time, basically there is an open issue that is coming, I believe, right now from security to start signing our releases. I suspect that's going to be something that we'll see prioritized further. I'm sure Thomas has more details on this as well. And then in terms of looking for like abuse with crypto miners, that's definitely within the scope of a new stage that we're creating, which is GitLab Learn, which is focused on machine learning. We have a category within that that is focused on insider threat, and we'll be basically detecting abuse with some basic sort of machine learning and data science algorithms. That's something that we'll likely take on soon with that. I'll put some links in here so you can follow that trail of thought.
I was not at EVP's office hours, so it's I'm trying to respond in real time as well. So related issues that Taylor was just referencing, those are in the agenda. So at least those are the there's two that I'm aware of, and so those are that's what I think is being referenced. The interesting thing about the question and the line of inquiry is that it was a product prioritization inquiry, but at the same time, if we're honest about it, we are also part of the supply chain by the very products that we are building. So it's more than product. It's also, from my point of view, it's also securing the platforms that that we are indeed delivering to customers. So I think this is a holistic feature, I think, or a holistic point of view. I think this is something to be that best practices in secure coding should be top of mind for all of us as we're delivering products themselves. And at the same time, we should make sure that what we're doing, what we are building is as action provides insights that are as actionable as possible. So I'm not trying to avoid your question, but those are the immediate reactions that I have to what you brought forward. So hopefully that was useful.
Yeah, thank you both. I think code signing is a really great idea, and I do think this is a multi-layered. Definitely a holistic approach is the way to go. I think SAST scanning would be one piece of the puzzle, but well, yeah, great. Thank you.
Do we still have a malware scanning category? And where is
We do
that?
not. It is something that is intended at this point, given our staffing restrictions. We have removed it from the plan. It's something that I think we'll likely see parts of the insider threat group or category that I mentioned that's linked there below may try to take on pieces of it. But at the moment, like, we just don't have the staffing for more categories.
It's not related to SAST, but I know since the SolarWinds stuff and since a red team operation that showed just how easy it is to sneak in a malicious dependency in GitLab, there were some custom dependency verification scripts introduced in the CI, and I believe it's part of the security research team FY22 objectives to kind of loop in more with secure and get more of that custom stuff into actual product. Not necessarily SAST. I think most of it is with container composition analysis. But there's some stuff happening on the security team side that is looping back to the product and basically flows both ways.
Yeah, I think Dennis is the one driving that, the one that had opened the original issue. So
very cool. Look forward to seeing what comes out of that one.
So I guess this is not particular to security products at all, but do we have any guidance on enforcing GPG signing for merges or commits?
I believe in the development docs, we have a recommendation to, but it doesn't really work for most of our workflows because so much of the platform involves auto committing on our behalf. So things like squashing commits, and using the web ID, and a lot of other functions just don't really support a signed commit workflow. So I think that's what's prevented us from enforcing this more globally.
Makes sense. Thank you.
That's all we have on the written agenda. Is there anything folks would like to talk about while we're here? Hearing nothing. Thanks everybody for your time and attention. We very much appreciate you being here and your questions. So we'll be back here next week, same bat time, same bat channel, and we'll see where that conversation brings us. So have a good rest of your week.